And welcome to the Dadvocacy podcast. And I'm Ryan.
Yeah, Tristan.
We'll eventually figure this out. We're like episode 15 on season 2.
We are.
We're like 50 some episodes in now.
So last episode was not episode 13.
Yeah, it was 14, but
Yeah.
we suck at counting.
And that's why it was called not episode 13. Even though we introduced episode 13.
We could do some like serious ASMR stuff.
Dude, so like, I don't know what the hell that is. I think it's the weirdest thing ever. It's a sound thing.
It is a sound thing. Like people have like arousal to sounds. Maybe it's a voice. Maybe it is the cutting of scissors through construction paper. Or maybe it is the sound of hard candy.
That's weird to me. Like, I like it. I like music that's like all 3D, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's not ASMR, is it?
I don't know. But like, it has something to do with it's like like that's totally. Or like crunching into a Dorito. Like
check out how good our mics are, though.
I know. And that's why we can do this, though, is because like I'm thinking we could have a secondary market here.
I'm going to do like, me dropping my pants. This is what underwear sounds like I didn't put on.
Zipper.
Weird, yeah. Like, open. Okay. That was teabagging, wasn't it? The balloon?
That could have been.
That totally
could
was.
have been pooping.
Don't you lie. Oh, okay. That's a good one, too.
I
like it. So, it's so weird. I don't understand. I mean, whatever. The people like it. I guess it's to each their own. This is the sound of me eating biscotti.
Yeah.
Crunchy,
or
crumbly.
like opening a soda, like a tsk.
It's so weird. Pouring it over. Really?
Yeah.
Gosh.
There's like people have like sound things and like, yeah, it's super
Maybe
weird.
we'll do a couple of them just because it's weird. And
we should do
like
some,
weird crap.
and we have good microphones to do.
Yeah, we have weird crap and stuff. Yeah, that's fun.
People are odd.
Yeah.
There's weird people. It's like, I mean, it's no different than like selling feed pics. So yeah, although it's not a sexual thing with the sound, it's just people. Gross. Grody.
Yes, I'm still wearing my shoes that are cool like that. The crunch. Yeah. This is what crunch berries sound like, and Rice Krispies pouring milk over them.
Dude,
That's
all
the
right.
weirdest crap.
Crunch berries, right?
Okay,
Tangent real quick.
let's talk about how good they are.
They're
and how
delicious,
awful.
but then they like
Destroy.
shred the internal parts of your mouth forever.
Dude, I knew you were going there. They destroy your mouth. Like, it's just gone.
Like it's awful.
Yeah, it is horrible.
If it didn't do that to your mouth, I would have Captain Crunch like on the Mount Rushmore of cereals.
All the time.
It's so good.
It is good. It's,
Are you a Cinnamon Toast Crunch fan?
absolutely.
See, I know a lot of people think that's like number one.
I think they're phenomenal. But they get soggy too fast, which is
do.
why they can't be number one.
I know.
If they were crispy longer, maybe some hairspray or whatever they put on
Have
there.
you ever had like the Honeygram O's, like by
So,
Quaker?
okay.
They're like little. Those will also destroy your mouth.
Hands
by the
down,
way.
one of my favorites. And it's not the Honeygram O's because that's like a Cheerio with stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's the Cracklin' O brand. It's like a round, dark thing. It looks like horse food.
I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
it's so good though.
It's like Mueslix.
Basically, they made a cereal and they were like, "Here you go, you're going to be regular now." But they're so good, dude. They're so good.
Super colon blow.
Yeah, like, and the best thing is like you don't have to have them in milk.
It's true.
Straight out of the box, they're delicious.
It's like Lucky Charms.
Mm-hmm.
I like Lucky Charms treats better than Rice Krispie treats.
So we made.
Some more ASMR.
Where are they? The Fruity Pebbles s'mores,
Okay.
and that's like, it's like straight sugar, dude. It's not good.
Sheet pan s'mores, but using the golden grams.
See, that's next.
Have you ever done that?
No, but that's gonna happen
Oh, dude.
because I'm like,
You could use marshmallow cream. Dude, it's like diabetes in a pan, but dude, it's so good.
but like the Fruity
so
Pebbles ones, literally, it was almost like straight sugar. It was too much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you gotta have. I guess you have to have a calm base. That's why Rice Krispies is good.
You know what else is good is if you do Rice Krispies half and half with Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
That's a solid treat too.
I could be down for that.
Yeah. Or you go Rice Krispies and Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms is a Mountain Rushmore cereal. It has to be.
It's great. Even the off-brand version's great.
The Marshmallow Mateys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all day long, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Marshmallow Mateys.
I almost like the
going back to
off-brand
college.
more. I almost like the off-brand more because I'm like,
I think it's got
I
more
get
sugar.
so much more. But I get so much more value out of it. I'm like, dude,
And you get more marshmallows, in my opinion.
yeah.
The malto meal we're in.
Yeah, better. It's a better version.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I mean, I don't want to spend $3.50 in a box that's going to go away in 2
Unless
bowls.
you hit the cereal sales at like Super One. That's the only time I ever buy cereal is when I see a cereal sale.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is.
Because like during COVID they had one, and I bought like 4 months worth of cereal.
Dude, I'll go in when I buy cereal. It's always like 8 bags of Malto-Meal crap, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good, and it lasts forever.
Honey Bunches of Oats though, I love Honey Bunches.
It's
of Oats.
delicious. Yeah,
It's so good.
you can't go wrong. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that.
Like how we just went on the tangent of cereal real quick.
But cereal's delicious, dude. We did ASMR that. Yeah.
We need to have the ASMR of pouring a bowl of cereal, pouring the milk, then the spoon in the bowl, the clang with the.
Do you ASMR the slurp? You know
Oh yeah.
Because it's almost like people don't know how to stick enough or just the right amount on a spoon, so they slurp and you're like, dude, you don't need to inhale.
Almost like it's hot soup.
It's like that whole like everybody now when they sip coffee, they don't know how to sip it without going. And you're like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Calm down.
You could be like a Japanese person, be like breathe like really hard.
So they don't like that noodle should be in your lungs now. I don't understand what you're doing.
Know, like or pass out when you do it enough. Like
That's craziness, dude. So with gas prices as they are,
they suck.
Yeah, they do,
dude. Inflation right now. Ah!
I've put my car into what I call limp mode. It's eco mode.
You're running on 4 cylinders.
Dude, man, that's really how it feels like. I mean, like, it is, if I floored it, it doesn't do a whole lot of crap. I tuned it so it does eco mode on there. And it's like, it really takes away the joy of driving my vehicle.
My poor truck. I actually drove it today because I felt bad of it being a driveway ornament with fuel prices the way they're. I do purposely drive. There's a new gas station that opened up not too far. It's like halfway between us.
Yeah, but it seems like they get the good prices at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, they pop out at like 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday.
And I'm like, I'm not going
And I go and fill up.
Dude, I don't go anywhere. I'm like, I don't give a crap right now.
Dude, I did the math on my budget. I'm spending an extra $343 a month right now.
Freaking.
It's brutal.
Oh my gosh.
It's brutal.
Why don't you buy a scooter?
I used to have a little 50cc Honda.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Why not? Why?
Still, because it's 40 degrees outside right now.
That's what leathers are for. Be a man.
Dude, I had a scooter when I lived in Moscow.
Dude, full leathers and helmet.
A 50cc Honda Aero. Like, that thing was awesome.
Yeah, I would totally do it all day long.
I drove it in a snowstorm one time.
Did you full leather it? I would have matching leathers. I would be
had
like sport bike
gloves
leathers.
And I'm like full body shiver. Like, dude, it took like 2 hours to warm up.
You have to totally go with full sport bike leathers and then hop in one of those
on
and
a
drive
scooter.
around town. Be that guy and be like, whatever.
But I was telling Abby, I was like, of all the vehicles I owned, that's the one I regret getting rid of.
Yep. That's the one I've never bought that I've been like, I should have just done it.
Of all the vehicles I've bought and sold, the scooter is the one I regret the most.
I just want to be on a scooter. I want to be the big guy in a scooter that looks stupid.
Be in the Macklemore video.
Just be that guy. And be like, oh, I don't give a crap.
Oh, dude, I would like bomb down like Ramsey on it, get catcalled.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's big guy on a scooter. Like I rode it one time like all the way out to Rathdrum, which for listeners, if you don't live here, is like it's about 8.5 miles from my house. And
that's awesome.
It's country roads. And some go 35 to 45, like hugging the white line.
Don't they go faster than that?
Mine was like I get the top speed was 38.
That's amazing.
But 64 miles a gallon.
Yep. And when you fill it up, it's like bloop, done.
1.2 gallon tank.
It's a one squeeze. That's it.
Yeah, it's like right now it'd be like oh, emotional damage.
I'd be like non-ethanol all day long. I'm a baller. It's no big deal.
I did run non-ethanol.
That's what you have to do.
You have to in those like because otherwise you go through spark plugs.
Well, you don't want to gum it up either. I mean that's the issue, dude. So I actually heard that gas prices per barrel isn't higher than what it was.
Nope.
But we're paying more.
Yep.
And then they're producing more with higher ethanol content.
Yep. Which is worse.
Which is awful for your engine. Awful for your engine. And I'm like, this is not, this is bad.
Doesn't compute.
No.
We're paying more at the pump right now than we should be because the barrel price right now is equal to what it was like
5 years ago, wasn't it?
It was like, yeah, it was like, but even then, like, I mean, I went back and found like Obama years. Like, I'm not trying to blame presidents on gas prices, but It was $115 to fill up my Ford F-150 then.
Holy crap.
So, I mean, we were paying out the
Yeah.
teeth then, too. It was like
Yeah.
over $4 a gallon. I remember paying over $4 a gallon for gas. We got really spoiled for 4 years. I don't know why that happened, but we got spoiled for 4 years.
I miss being spoiled.
I miss mean tweets, man.
We'll get there. We will get there. So first I want to talk about this. What the fuck is wrong with babies?
They're weird.
I gotta be a man.
I
about
love
this.
babies, though.
Me too.
I'm a softie for babies. Like,
I'm a
I'll be
baby
at
guy,
church, and there will be a baby, and I'll be like, oh,
And you're like,
it's a baby.
yeah. Dude, and I'm the same guy, but I'm at the grocery store and I'm at the checkout line and I see this lady from the back and she's holding the baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the baby's head pops up over her shoulder and it's all like looking around and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that
It's like
baby?
a newborn calf.
Dude,
like,
it was like that new.
and they don't have bones. They're just like all they are is like skin and squish.
Could not hold its little head up. It was looking around like a drunk guy, like I went like, what in the? It had like red on its forehead and down its, and I'm like, what just happened to this kid?
My Owen was born with an angel kiss. He had like the little birthmark on his forehead thing, like a little red spot.
I think it was, but it looked like it was like rubbed that way. Maybe.
okay.
I mean, that's like it looked
Maybe
like a drunk little bastard is what it looked like. Just a drunk little guy, just
What cracks me
flopping
up, though,
around.
is like some of those baby Bjorns that are used, but like instead of being facing mom, they face outward, and so it's just like Weekend at Bernie's with a small child.
Yeah.
Like
And that's all it does.
it just bounces around with you.
This thing, you know, those fake babies they have that
Yeah.
look very, very real.
Oh yeah,
I could tell this is real because it was opening its eyes and looking around, but it was like a little exorcist baby just hanging off of her, just flopping everywhere. And I'm like, what the?
it's like Smeagol.
Yeah, like I wish God would have been like, let's make him articulate a little bit better. Let's not make him these floppy little flappy things. Just make him a little stiffer, I guess.
It's like,
I don't know.
you know, it's like, and the one that cracks me up is when people have, I hate saying, 'cause this is mean. This is being
Say it.
like really
Ugly babies.
ugly babies, and they're like, oh my gosh, we had the most precious baby in the world, and it's like the baby.
Well, here's my thought, and that inherently as a parent, I'm a dick. And I'm going to put that out there. I am. If my kids were ugly, I'd be like, my kids were ugly babies. And I'm going to say that Ayana came out perfect. She was so freaking like, everybody's like,
Owen was that way too. Owen
like,
was
really, it was weird.
adorable.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it as a dad from per se. I'm saying like the doctors are like having people come in to look at the beautiful baby.
Uh-huh.
It was weird, right? So she might turn out to be like a 35-year-old hag. I'm sorry, Ayana. But it's definitely possible because usually it goes backwards, right?
Sometimes.
Christian was pretty normal. And who knows? Christian was pretty normal. I'm like, all right, cool, good. And then like Dylan came out. And Dylan had the cord wrapped around his neck, so he was a purple baby.
That was me.
It was not good, right?
Yeah.
And Amy's like, I'm gonna take Dylan out to get baby pictures. I'm like, all right, cool, we got fun. And he was in that transition period between baby and not baby. So he was like this little troll. He looked like he could have been a lawn gnome almost because he was all like compressed into himself, just effed up. So she comes back with like these JC Penney looking pictures of my troll baby, and I'm like, can you just return the pictures? Can we just? Man, I'll find them somewhere. And I'll try and post them. They're so awful.
It was like Owen had baby pictures done, and he peed in one of the pictures.
Oh, he peed.
And they actually got like the little dribble.
That's awesome.
They didn't see like the parts, right? But you could actually see like the little.
Speaking of pee, dude, I was watching TikTok. I mean, who knew?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who knew I watched TikTok?
Pee on TikTok.
And this lady's squatting and pissing at the same time.
Okay.
And every single time she squats, and I'm like, okay,
Instead of sitting, she squats.
No, like squatting the rack. Like working out,
okay.
squatting.
Is it the power lifter that set the world record that like peed herself?
No, that's okay because you're a power lifter setting the world record. It's some random lady in the gym just pissing all over the place doing squats.
That's disgusting.
And I was like, okay, maybe she's pushing real hard, maybe she's trying. I was like, this can't be normal. And it's like every video, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's disgusting.
It's like crop dusting in the gym. Don't do that crap.
Where it depends.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever.
Come on.
To me, I'm like, she's got to be doing it just to do it. I would drop kick her ass out of my gym all day long. I'd be like, get out. You're never coming back.
Oh,
You don't even get a refund because I clean up your.
Well, I
nasty
know
now.
that the one that set the world record that peed herself when she was doing it. Isn't she like trans though?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention.
There was one that just did like the world record power clean, and she's or no, the power clean was the one that's a woman that peed herself. The world record squat from a woman is
from a trans.
From a trans, yeah.
So, but the woman that did it, I mean, like it. When you are giving it all, you're either going to pass out, vomit everywhere, crap yourself, or piss yourself. She owned that.
Yeah,
I'm
okay. I think when I was in high school and I maxed on the squat rack, I maxed out 465. I ripped a massive fart.
Yeah, and you're pushing. I mean, it's everything you can to contain yourself. So I get that. That makes sense. But this lady was not. She was just everywhere. It was disgusting, dude.
It's so gross, dude. Just like a dog with incontinence issues, just like yelling at him. I'm sorry.
Do we talk about Twitter?
Do we?
I feel like maybe a little bit.
Yeah, because I used to not like Elon Musk, and I thought he was a fraud.
Okay,
I like the guy. He is weird.
He's the weirdest mofo ever.
And he like names his kids weird names, and he has some kids with normal names from a previous marriage.
Like celebrities all do that crap too,
dude.
Though.
But like, what he's doing to Twitter is awesome.
This is epic. Okay, I'm going to buy, and he only bought 10%. He didn't get a whole lot.
I know.
He bought 10%, maybe I think it was like, no, it was 9 point something is what it was,
but it's enough if he dumped his shares, he could tank the stock.
It would destroy Twitter, right? And then they go, oh, we don't really want you on the board. If you're on the board, we're going to make you sign all these forms that you can't do anything, you can't tweet about, whatever. And he was like, well, that's not fair. So now
he offers to buy it.
$54 in the share. I have cash for you. And you're either going to take it or I'm going to dump my shares.
That's a hostile takeover if I've ever heard of it.
It absolutely is, right? And it's fantastic because his whole platform is, you guys aren't allowing free speech.
Nope.
You should allow free speech. This is what should happen to make it better. And you're taking yourselves because you're pushing so many people away, and this could be a great platform.
Did you see how he put Twitter polls out there? Like the most recent ones they were freaking hilarious.
Dude.
The one that was like, should we add an edit button? Yes or no? And then if you click on it, they're like typos. So yes goes to YSE.
That's amazing.
And then no becomes on.
He's like, he's epically trolling the whole thing.
But then he said, if I own Twitter, should I make Twitter headquarters a homeless shelter?
Oh, dude, nobody goes there anymore. Nobody's at work. And it was like, yes, absolutely, you should do that. Why not? But it's amazing. And so all of these people are outraged. Some of these people that don't like it are outraged because they're like, a multimillionaire shouldn't control the media. We need to have...
Tax the rich.
To create... Here, hold on. Oh, never mind. I can't do that. For the sake of our democracy, we can't allow free speech on Twitter.
Justify that.
Someone said that. And I'm like, wait, what?
Wait.
And then people are outraged. This billionaire can't control this media. And I'm like, people don't know that Bezos owns Washington Post?
Rupert Murdoch. You guys ever heard of that guy? Like, I mean, come on. Come on.
But Elon buy it.
Bezos owns like
a lot of things.
Amazon, the AWS, like the Amazon work center, like those servers.
Yeah.
Are like operating everything.
Well, dude, the money's not made on Amazon. It's made from cloud storage, and that's what he's selling. That's where he has control of everything.
Yep.
Amazon's just a side piece.
Remember when AWS went down like a year and a half ago, and like credit card systems and cell phone carriers went down? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, so let's not let somebody control our entire world. Oh, we did.
Oops.
Yep, that happened.
Whoopsies! I wouldn't have seen that coming.
It's just, I think it's amazing. I think Elon's flipping hilarious, though. I love this whole tactic. I think it's amazing.
And I love his interview with Joe
free
Rogan,
speech. Let it happen. Free speech is free speech.
Well, he said, and I think what they're really worried about is that if he gets his way, somebody's coming back to Twitter.
Oh, instantly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, here's the funny part. Everyone comes back to Twitter.
I know.
Everyone leaves Facebook. Bye. Because now we can actually say what we want.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can tweet. Honestly, I'll be real.
I have a Twitter account, but I use it.
I don't have a Twitter account.
For other ventures, so.
Oh, okay.
I use it for the play-by-play stuff I do.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. That totally makes sense. So, dude, how you feeling about the Mickey Mouse Club right now? There's a lot of conspiracies, right?
Not a fan.
I don't dig into a lot of them. They're like, oh, look, They actually purposely put a penis on the cover of Little Mermaid.
Okay, they've been saying that they've been doing that accidentally for about 3 decades now.
Yeah, but I think that an artist will draw it in just because and be like, and then as humans we're like, oh, it's totally this. I think there's ridiculousness there.
Straight up, there was a scene in, what was it? The straight up looks like a wiener. Like,
is that
straight up
us wanting to believe that, or is it real?
No,
And so I'm going to leave it at that, but right, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue the point. I don't care. It's not enough, right? They did or they didn't. But what they're doing now, they absolutely are doing. That's the issue, right?
No, you mean trying to brainwash kids into
The believing.
Yeah.
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 And they were talking about how they want 50% gay or transgender or whatever, the whole piece in all of their movies now. And I'm like, okay, I understand wanting to represent everybody. I can understand
the
that.
general population isn't 50%
I know.
gay.
So you need to represent how it generally stands, right? And then you also need to go, okay, what consumer base, because you're selling a product, what consumer base am I going to lose if I do this?
You're going to lose the
majority of
family. Yeah, this is like suicide.
Yeah, it's blowing my mind away. But they own Marvel, they own all these things also, so they can go, well, we make our money or elsewhere, it doesn't matter anymore. But
they own ESPN. They own Fox now.
Mm-hmm. I don't see how it makes a lot of sense. Why would you push that agenda if you're going to lose a massive base, or they just don't care enough, right? I mean, represent people in the way they are in real world. Make it make sense, because once you do, this is life imitating, or art imitates life, right? So imitate it. Don't over push something.
Well,
I think it's because
are we going to have
forefront
okay?
of
So here's the question, right?
It's a tough
What
one.
happens to the population? Say that it's like, okay, well, everybody can become gay. Guess what's going to happen? There's not going to be people.
Well, that's true, but it's just not going to happen though. That's just not how
I know.
It's not how it works.
I know.
I mean,
their
gay
goal is
people
their
know
goal
it's
is
not
like
how it works.
their goal is to be like, we want at least 50% of the population to be gay, and I'm like,
That doesn't
how?
make any sense unless you're trying to depopulate.
That would be where
That's
I would
the
go.
only logical example though.
Or chaos. You just want
It
chaos.
just it does not make any sense on how this whole thing is working. Like it's not even logical, dude.
No.
It
I mean,
bothers-
it's logical if you're looking at having a pervasive worldview.
Did you see how much was it? I thought like, okay, so after they announced all this, they lost like 110,000 subscribers to Disney Plus, I think is what it was.
Yep.
That's a lot.
And also their stocks tumbled too.
A lot. We'll see what happens. I'm
Maybe.
intrigued to see the outcome.
What happens with DreamWorks? Let's see if DreamWorks comes out of, with something now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you've got Paramount that's out there.
Yep.
Although they've got agendas too.
They don't have any like theme parks though. Nothing major.
No,
Disney.
you
I mean, yeah, but
got,
Disney
like,
owns the
Universal.
majority of everything. When you look at the
Yeah.
grand scheme of like what owns what, there's like 5 major corporations, right?
Disney owns a bunch of crap.
So no matter what they do, they're not going to be out.
It's like Banquet
Mm-hmm.
owns like beer, food, all sorts of
That's
stuff.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, crazy.
There's even like pharmaceutical, like Bayer, the Bayer company that makes asprin, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
They own-
Johnson's one of the major
Bayer owns like
conglomerates.
most of the fertilizer industries. It's crazy.
Isn't it weird how like we buy fertilizer when there's just crap everywhere?
Just go poop in your yard.
Like, I mean, well, you could do it sort of,
Joking.
but like we've got all these farms that like, cow farms, right?
Yeah.
Why are they not scraping manure and then shipping that out or reprocessing that to
Some do.
fertilize their own pastures?
Some do. I mean, I know that like you can use like chicken manure and mix it with pig and grow a
I
crop.
just feel like, I mean,
Cow
that's what it
is
was
the
in
one.
the past.
Cow's the one that like does awesome in gardens, but
Mhm. But
Yeah.
why? And they're easy. They're just little patties.
yeah.
You could, I mean, that's not hard to scoop up. You frisbee those mofos.
Well, especially if you look at like the processing plants and like where cows are, like say a milk farm.
Mhm.
Like most of them are in the house. Like just run a
Pretty simple.
scoop out there and
Yeah. I mean, I would go, I'm making milk,
it's a
but,
passive income stream.
and that's what I would do on the side. Hey, this is what this is. You guys want
Emphasis
this?
on the passive.
Mhm. Yeah, it really is passive.
Passive, yeah.
Instead of passing. Awesome.
I made it funny.
So not to be too, well, I guess we're a serious podcast.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. When we're serious.
When we choose to be.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. I came across this post, this guy who wanted to talk about his past, right? And I'll read it to you because I think it's really profound and really interesting, okay? He says, as a survivor of extreme child abuse and being a system kid, I suffer from PTSD.
Oh, yeah?
And those of us who go through this battle know that sometimes the smallest thing can end in disaster emotionally, mentally, and physically. I'm expecting my beautiful girl at the end of June. Wanting nothing to be like my father, I have my personal plan for stressful moments. Having sat myself and spent time in deep thought, I find a little doubt in myself and I'll lose control and lay a hand on my child. When that is the absolute last resort, preferably never. That doesn't make any sense.
There should be a comma in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He doesn't ever want that to happen, is what he's
Yes.
saying. I promised myself that I would walk away, reflect, and come back to whatever situation at a different angle, whether they are newborn or teen, which is a really good idea.
Sure.
What has been your way to cool off in a serious heat of the moment? Also, quitting nicotine. I guess he vapes or whatever, but doesn't want to vape anymore, right? And he was looking for any steps that can be helpful and seriously taken. He doesn't want discipline advice because he doesn't want to have a heated argument, right?
Yeah.
Right? He just wants to be a father, and he's overjoyed at this, but he doesn't want to let his past control who he is. That's phenomenal. First of all, recognizing, hey, man, I've got this trauma. I've got these issues. I don't want to be that person is the first step.
You know, and what also involved too is you're not defined by
Your past.
your past and the outcomes that you've gone through. You've lived through them, but you don't have to live in them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, kudos to the guy for having the acknowledgement that like there's been broken past and that he recognizes that he wants to break the cycle. He wants to be different and wants to be above it.
Yeah.
I know plenty of people that have done that, and even in their own mistakes have rose above it and moved on and grow. And all of us as people should continue to do so.
Absolutely.
You know, advice for him. I don't know what, I mean,
Is there great advice? No, he's already got it.
yeah, he's kind of got a great plan.
Yeah,
I mean, I would just say hey, just always remember though, you aren't a product of your situations.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't a product of the past that you went through. Okay, were you raised by somebody that was crappy? Yeah, but it doesn't inherently make you crappy.
Well, I mean, if he was in the system, it sounds like he was a foster kid.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to let that go either. I feel like the only advice I think that really is relevant to parenting is remember how you were as a child. That's really it. Act with love. Remember how you were as a child, because we always put our kids this, oh, well, they know better than that. They're still kids. I'm sorry, but they are.
The other thing too, I think is key. I think everybody should have a counselor. I think that the mental health industry and mental health professionals is the most underutilized or under present industry or medical access. I don't know. Anybody can go see a general practitioner, but why is it that everybody has, a 6-month-long waiting list to go see a mental health professional?
And that sucks.
Yeah.
And that could really help this guy. And hopefully he's already gone through it, right?
Yeah. Or, I mean, there's the other big thing too. We had talked about a couple episodes of community.
Mm-hmm.
Being with other dads, it's hey, man, we're going to fall short. He's got some lofty expectations. What's he going to do when he falls short?
Hopefully that's when he steps away.
Yeah. Is he going to think that he's just repeating the cycle again?
Or is he failing?
Yeah.
And, honestly, I mean, that might not be a bad thing to go, oh, man, I fell short.
Oh, I think we all, I've fallen short.
But it's good to recognize, not where you go, okay, I can do better.
Yeah.
So
it changes your behavior.
If he recognizes that he falls short, that's a good thing. Because that means good parents are always questioning, going, did I do the right thing? Right?
Yeah. And, there's, in situations too, even as your kids get older, you're going to have to treat them differently because of how they grow, and you have to match their personality. You can have ideas. I wouldn't get too specific. I would just say, hey, here's what are the controllables? And that is my thoughts, my words, my actions, my behaviors.
Yeah.
I can control those things. I can't control how my child's going to respond, but I can certainly control how I respond.
Well, it sounds like he's doing that, or at least that's his game plan, which I really dig. So Man, huge shout out to this guy, right? And all the parents that have broken that cycle of family trauma and abuse. I mean, like, there's so many people out there that don't speak about it, that have lived through abusive parents, sexual trauma, mental trauma, emotional incest, and more. And recognizing that before you become a parent or while you're a parent and going, I'm done. That's going to end here. I will not have this pass on to my kids. That's an amazing, amazing thing.
You know, and even in that sense too, that there's parents that have been the victim of those things that don't continue to be the victim of them.
Absolutely.
You know, and so they don't pass that victimhood onto their kids either. Like,
that's amazing too.
Yeah.
And we don't give enough credit to these people that actually learn how to do that, you know? Like,
there's a lot to be said about somebody that recognizes like a shortcoming in their life, whether it's mental health issues or if it's physical issues or whatever. You recognize that you're behind the 8 ball, or there's something that needs to be worked on. If you ignore it and act like it doesn't exist, that doesn't make it go away.
No, not at all.
That actually makes it way worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like cancer, right? If you I'm just not going to think about it. I don't have cancer. I don't have it.
I'm just going to keep eating.
The man dies from tumor after, short cancer battle. Like, yeah. And so ignoring things, address it head on. If you've got and the thing is too, is like, is there too much effort that you can put into like taking care of those things? I don't really think there is. Like, if you've got if you know that you suffer from like severe anxiety, what bad does it do you to carry a counselor?
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to hurt.
Yeah. Even if the counselor says, hey, I don't need to see every week. Okay, great. Then how about we talk once every 3 months? And then if I have a bad week, I can give you a call and like we can meet. Mm-hmm. And then I stay in community. I stay in people. Like, I don't isolate myself and disappear.
I agree.
You know, that's there's a lot to be said about that. I don't know. Like,
no, totally. And I think so also. Yeah, no, I totally, there's so much we can say. It needs to be addressed and needs to be more valued. You know what I mean? Dude, so I'm on all these forums about dads and stuff. And one of these dads is like, he's a soon to be father, and his baby mama goes, go out and make dad friends. And on the front end, that sounds like, oh, cool. Being friends with other guys that are having the same, right? But if you're friends with guys that have the same, that aren't single, that understand your plight, it's better. I don't think.
I'm just trying to think of how you go make dad friends.
Yeah. I don't know if
go to the park.
If she recognizes how busy they're going to be first of all.
It makes me think of the movie I Love You, Man.
Totally. No, it really does. Yeah, it totally does. But like, if it's your first child, you're going to be crazy busy. Yeah. Mom's going to be psycho. You're going to be psycho trying to do all the right things. There's going to be no downtime.
And heaven forbid that there's like something with the kid that like maybe they have really bad colic, and so you have to take turns in the sleeping habits. And like,
well, like, dude, you can't be like, I'm going to go find dad friends. No, I'm going to be present, first of all.
Yeah.
And my friends that might be single, I'm not going to see as much because they're going to recognize that, hey, I am crazy freaking busy right now. I can't find time for anything, because you're learning how to, but you're totally learning how to like resolve that, right?
That's totally something a new parent would say.
And it absolutely is. Go make dad friends, right? But those other dad friends are doing their dad things too.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, go make mom friends. We always go get a mom's group and go, it's like, because the expectation's always there that like women are going to be the stay-at-home parent. That's not always the case. Dad can be stay-at-home dads. And, it's like, go make dad. I mean,
dude, the hard part though is like, how do you
go to the gym?
How do you go out and meet parent? I mean, like, you don't have time to join groups. You just don't.
Unless you're coaching a youth sport.
Yeah.
But
it just doesn't happen. So like the best option is join a Facebook dad group.
Yep.
Or a Twitter one after Elon takes over. or whatever, right? I mean, like, that's what you have to do, but you can't just be like, I'm going to go whatever. Because even if you have a group, like, so you're going to be like occasionally going to a cookout.
Yep.
And then you're hoping that your spouse and their spouse get along. Because if they don't, that's going to be awful.
The kids get along. And then if you don't judge each other's parenting.
And I'm not saying like don't make friends. Make friends for sure. Take those chances, make a risk. Why don't you
instead of making dad friends, just make guy friends
that understand what you're going through. But for the dad stuff though, I would say join a community online so you can go, oh, I'm struggling with this. What do you guys think?
It's like, okay, make dad friends. How about we just like let's do play groups for the kids. And if there's dads there, cool.
And then maybe you connect with somebody.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like when I go somewhere, I always make friends. I went out to dinner to Who Hut.
I love Who Hut.
Well, I don't know if I like that better or Mongolian barbecue better. I'm not. It's the same thing, basically.
I think
Mongolian
Who Hut's got
barbecue.
better sauces.
Oh, maybe. I feel like it was kind of rushed. I don't know. I want bigger
I will
bowls.
Yeah, because I'll go Mongolian barbecue has the better like vegetables are definitely better.
Yeah, and the bigger bowls. They have
Yeah.
3 bowl sizes. You're
Yeah.
like, all right, sweet. Who Hut's like 1 bowl.
Who Hut, I always do 2.
I just
one
did
for the
bowl.
veggies, one for the noodles and meat.
That's like 1 plate.
Yeah.
I want to go
And
back.
but it's, you can go back.
I know, but like I don't want to eat more than 1 plate. I want to feel comfortable after eating, not like, oh my gosh,
Then you do like
So
a
full.
sensible small bowl afterwards.
well, there's nothing sensible about all you can eat.
So then
You don't go to
what's wrong with all you can eat?
I
and
don't
doing
know,
2
dude. I'm so
bowls?
mismatched. I don't know what's going on.
It gives you 1 plate instead of like having like this giant massive out of like a ramen cup.
Mm. Anyway, so we go there,
Sorry.
and I'm like, I'm just chatting with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to this little kid who's going to Iron Lion for Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That was really cool. He's a young teen. He wants to be a ring fighter. I'm like, that's awesome. You know, good training there. Check out Trevor too. He's great also, right?
Yeah.
Then like I met this other dude who was just friendly and fun. And then my son brought his girlfriend who was Asian. So we were having conversations and I was saying, she was like, oh, I'm so strong. I can pick your son up. And I'm like, well, yeah, you know, you used to carry bamboo in your past.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm being me. I'm military. I'm so sorry. I'm military and I can't help it, but I'm like, I'm just having
Dude.
fun. She's super cool because she's like, hitting back at random stuff, but being white. And I'm like, this is great. It's entertaining.
Okay, that gets fun. Yeah, I can see that.
And this dude who obviously didn't know me in any shape was looking at me like I was the biggest schmuck on the planet. And I'm like, whoa, quit being sensitive for other people. Relax. Clearly she's having fun and hanging out. Like, really. But she couldn't use
They always have like
chopsticks.
the tip container. Always has like a pole that you can vote with your tip.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I like how they flung the little thing. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
It was just a good time. Like, and that's what people need to do. Get out of your like little comfort zone and say hi to somebody.
You know what's the
Have a
lost art?
conversation. What's
Lost
that?
art is Mongolian, like a genuine Mongolian, like the chef where they can like,
Oh yeah.
because like I see them try to do the egg thing and it always
They're like, bing, bing,
fails
bing,
like
bing,
30
and I'm like,
times, and I'm like, no, you gotta go up in the air, turn it sideways, and the egg.
and that's cool.
Yeah,
You should scramble it anyway.
I know.
They're not like
Now
gonna
it's
make
like
it over
they
easy.
throw it up on the air and like let it slam down in the grill top, and all your like egg shards are like shelled.
Dude, they
in
were
there.
bouncing it on like the actual thing multiple times, and I'm like, that's cool, but like, then it hit the ground, and I'm like, okay, and like most of it didn't even make it to the food. And I'm like,
It's not like a hibachi chef where he's like, open up,
Yep.
throws the shrimp in your mouth.
definitely, it's not a place where you're gonna find chefs.
Okay, I hate what cracks me up about Mongolian places
Okay.
are when people complain about the food.
You can't complain about the food. If
It
you
cracks-
chose it.
Exactly. It cracks me up like, oh, I hate Mongolia. I go there and it's just such, I'm like, dude, you're the one picking the sauces and
Yeah.
literally what's in your dinner. Like,
You
what are you mad at them about?
you did it to yourself.
Pick something different.
That's so dumb, dude. I can't. That is the dumbest thing ever. It really is too. That's so
is.
stupid.
Like, this is the
Holy
stupidest
crap.
argument I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you see my post about living for your kids. People say they're going to die for I die for my kid, but they won't live a healthy life. And they won't be an example and be present. Like, wow. How many parents do you think are living for their kids and not living for being servants to their kids, but actually living and being the example the kids need?
I know. I mean, I think I surround myself with quite a few.
Well, you do a good job of that.
I know a lot of people that don't.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
I
Yes.
see a lot of that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I see a lot of people living for the moment
Mhm.
and then hoping that they can like let their kid tag along.
Yeah, I can see that.
But living for your kids, I mean,
I know a lot of fitness people
yeah,
that look like they're doing amazing, and you turn around and you see them feed their kids all sorts of garbage food,
yeah.
and I'm like,
Or they have this emphasis on fitness and they let their kid like sit at home in their room listening to music or playing video games.
It's really weird, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, I look at Shane. Shane's a great example
Mm-hmm.
because the physical fitness part, but he also challenges his kids to do hard things and mentally, encourages them to be good, like, students and be good people. Like,
Yeah.
So there's some great examples out there. I mean, I grew up with one too, my dad, but, yeah, no, I
don't think people think about it.
I think I do it naturally, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but, like, there's probably things that I do that, like, I don't know, but I know there's things. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke.
I know there's things that I do that are probably not the best.
Yeah.
Do you want to know how I woke up my boys the other day?
Threw something at them.
No.
Pulled them out of the bed by the foot.
Let me paint you a picture. So there I am. My shirt's off. I'm wearing I could show you them, but I'm not going to. I'm wearing my PJ pants, which are like black and gray camouflage. And I'm like, what's the worst possible way to wake my kids up?
Nut tap.
Almost. So I pull my sack out of the zipper spot in the front,
What?
right?
What?
And then I button it up.
This took a dark turn.
And then I button it up. So the focal point
No.
is on my fleshy bit.
No.
It's only my sack.
No.
It's like bubble gum. It's no big deal.
No.
In your pants.
No. This is borderline, like, sexual harassing your kids.
So I walk in. They're boys, whatever.
It's assault, brother.
And I'm like, good morning. Dude, it was so funny. So funny. Dylan's like, Dad, stop. Like, total eye contact. And then Christian's totally asleep. And he's like, get out. And I feel like,
I mean, in college, that's something that I would probably see. Yeah.
As a man, we do stupid crap. And if it wouldn't...
I wouldn't do that to Owen, ever.
I wouldn't do it to my daughter.
I don't think ever.
The whole thing was like, these things are going to happen to them. Absolutely. They're going to have challenging moments where they're like, what the f is going on? And I do it because I'm just messed up, I guess. I don't know. It's just who I am. I'm a dumb, fun dad, right?
I'm not going to disagree with that. I know you love your kids.
But and I really do, like, a lot. But it was
that pushes,
hilarious.
That pushes the envelope.
Dude, I've done almost the same to my buddy Jay.
I mean, I think we've done stupid crap like where you moved.
I was wearing a thong.
Oh, give him the fruit basket.
I bent over to pick up something off the floor while wearing a thong just because, and ruined Jay's dinner. But I'm that guy. I don't mind screwing with you. I think it's funny, right? And they're, I don't know if I'm a good parent anymore. I don't know. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I like to screw with my kids. I wouldn't do that to my daughter because it would be inappropriate. And it's sort of with my boys.
To boys, teenage boys, like, would you go do that to their friends?
Not at all, because they're not my kids.
Okay.
But you know that they're doing equally jacked up things to each other. We know that.
Yeah, that's a good
100%.
That's a good way to not go to jail.
I know where the line is. I'm not duh. But it's true though. I'm sorry.
No,
now I feel
brought
awful.
up a memory that's still seared into my mind.
Tell me this memory, dude. We went there.
3rd grade. I was staying the night at my friend's house.
3rd grade?
And we were, like, super loud at night, like, talking or laughing about, joking about something. And his dad came into the room in tighty-whities to yell at us.
Oh.
And I never looked at the guy the same ever again.
So I've got a better one. I'll one-up you. I don't remember. I think it was a friend of my mom's. I don't remember the exact scenario. But we spent the night, and the son was telling about how his dad cut his penis off because he saw him playing with it.
What?
I don't know if it's true or not, but he had a little nubby. A little. I don't know the true context, okay?
Dude, what?
I'm a kid. I don't know what the honesty is here. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. I highly doubt it's true. I think they screwed up circumcision, had to lop his little, whatever.
I knew somebody with one testicle.
Well, my cousin has one testicle.
Skateboarding accident.
It was a cancer thing, so they popped it off.
This was skateboarding.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Anyway, so
yeah, sorry.
Middle of the night,
and
one. Everybody is loud, and the dad comes by to check on everybody. Butt naked.
No.
It was dark. I don't know if we saw him whole lot of anything. Butt naked.
No.
Yeah, this is like middle 80s, whatever. Butt naked. And I was like, what the is going on, you know? So that's an envelope that'll never happen in life. But screwing with my kids will never end. I can't help it. I love messing with my kids in the weirdest ways possible I can. And I feel like it's going to prepare them for a future that's good. They'll be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
My dad's weirder than you are. You know, like.
I think that's weird.
I think we
you
need
were raised
that,
by my dad. Like,
that's really what I think they're going to do. They're going to be like, dude, their friends are going to have nothing. They're going to have nothing. And my kids
they're going to get
like
like a fraternity in college and be like, dude, this is like,
you're like, that's
this
all.
is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the military in me. Maybe I'm just weird as crap. I don't know.
I could see the military part being a
big factor.
Yeah.
I think that it's probably an influence from my brother somehow. He's a freaking weird dude. He is a weird dude. His sense of humor is pretty messed up.
Okay.
Like a lot. He's my older brother. Really messed up, like a lot. Not Junior, my elder brother, Rocky. And now he tries to tone it down with like the worst dad jokes that aren't funny ever.
I love a good dad.
His wife, he couldn't handle it, so he had to bring it down a notch.
I went to dinner with some friends over the weekend, and Owen was telling dad jokes, and I had my proud moment. I was like, almost shedding a tear.
What was the joke? Do you remember it?
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
How many?
10. 10 tickles.
Nice. I got it. That was okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. That's good. So I guess we'll bring it back in.
Hey, why is the beach wet?
Why?
Because the seaweed.
Oh, like pee. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
You know why the garden stinks? Because the gardener pooped his plants.
Yes. That was weak. I don't know if that one's good.
Fertilizer joke.
Yeah, I know. I got you, but I don't know. I guess. So that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I like the seaweed one.
the seaweed one it takes a minute, but it's pretty decent. I like it.
It lands.
Mm-hmm. I had one the other day that I totally forgot what it was. And it was actually really good too. Okay. What do you think there are any skills that are missing that we should be teaching our kids nowadays?
Empathy.
Skill.
I think it's a skill.
That's a value. I guess you can practice empathy. No, you can't.
Yeah.
It's a learned, I guess you can. I don't know. You think it's a
You
skill?
can teach empathy. Absolutely.
Okay. I think like cooking. Do you have any grown-up adults I know that don't know how to cook?
A lot. I love cooking.
I feel like that should be a basic
cooking for sure.
Parents, if you're not having your kids in there and going, hey, this is how we make something together.
Sewing.
Yep.
Because I actually had to encounter that myself.
Basics of mechanicking.
Oh, yeah. Routine maintenance of your vehicle. Yeah. How to do brakes.
Well, how do you check the air in your tire?
Yeah.
How to check your oil? How to just check it?
Yeah.
Who cares if you can do it or not?
Check the brake
Teach
fluid.
them how to check the stuff.
Check the transmission fluid.
If you can do that.
Check the coolant.
You can't do that in my car. Transmission is completely locked
it's
off.
its own it's a
sealed.
CVT. Oh, okay.
So stupid.
Same with my Honda.
Just a sealed unit. I'm like, no, let me check it. I want to add additive.
Yeah. I want to put some magic mystery oil in there.
Yeah.
Let me put some Lucas oil in there.
Well, like,
but no. That's a skill.
I feel like these are basic things, right? How to do your laundry.
How to restring the weed whacker.
Oh, that's a decent one. Yeah.
That's a good, like.
There's a million YouTube videos for this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But nobody is, it really feels like parents aren't involved in that level. So it's like, you don't learn how to do this stuff.
I just found a niche for us to get a following. Besides what we're doing right now.
We're going to start doing videos on how to do this stuff.
Dad videos.
There's a guy that does that.
Yeah. Just teaching people how to, this is how you change it and check your oil.
Yeah. How do you do plumbing on a sink? Or at least how to check the trap and all that stuff.
How to clean the hair out of the
shower?
How to get Chewbacca out of the shower.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
Uh,
Totally. I learned a new technique.
Yeah.
Flat shower drain, take your foot and just rub it across it a few times.
Yep.
It'll actually pull it all up and out, and then you've got your whatever animal creature that is, and then you dump it.
Because, yeah, but if you have like the tub one,
How about how to clean the hair off the freaking vacuum? Most people are like, oh, the vacuum's dead. And you're like, no, it's either clogged in the tube somewhere, and that's not very hard to resolve. Or
the brush is plugged with hair.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Not hard.
Figure it out.
But these are things like, why are we failing at
how
teaching
to
our
replace
kids
the
this?
toilet line.
That's an easy one too, yeah.
Really easy.
Yep. How to freaking replace the toilet flusher.
The flopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called?
That's really easy.
It's called a flapper, yeah.
You know,
or the bulb.
Valve? You know what the valve is called?
What's that?
A ball cock valve.
That's awesome.
Did you know there's a ball cock washer? I worked at a hardware store. We would find all the funny stuff.
Dude, that's amazing.
We'd get on the intercom and be like, I'd call in. Like, I need a ball cock washer. Then if they get on the intercom.
You know that a dude made that one up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bill, we need you to answer a phone call. Somebody's looking for a ball cock washer.
That's amazing. That's totally amazing. Hey, so I ordered pit liquor.
Okay. Oh, is that
That's the deodorant stuff.
the deodorant?
Yeah.
But it's spray.
I know.
Pit liqueur.
It's actually, so you put like 3 or 4 sprays in each armpit.
Okay.
Right? And I like to do this, move it around so I gotta get in all the surfaces. The stuff is pretty freaking solid because it's not about making your pit smell good all day. It's about absence of smell.
Ah.
Right? That's the issue. I don't care. I mean, you should sweat. That's good for you.
Yeah.
But absence of smell. So I'll do like 3 or 4 in the morning or after my shower, right? The next morning, or maybe before bed, depending on how active I was, I'll do another spray to just spritz it up. The next morning, I'm fine. Like I'm finding that I like it.
A little shimmy shake.
The pepper one kind of reminds me of like a hot tamale, which is my favorite candy. So I'm like, oh, I'm delicious now.
But isn't the peppery smell almost BL?
No, I'm gonna have you smell them all. You're gonna like this.
Okay.
I got one of each.
All right.
I had to. Just like when we found Patriot.
Yeah.
I had to get one of each.
Okay.
All of the smells.
All the smells.
I really did. I bought all of the smells. So did Junior.
Yeah.
We've
Speaking
got
of which,
problems.
if you want to order Patriot, go to Patriot and Company.
No, it's patriotmen.com still.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's Patriot and Company. It's not just for men anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, but it's
But yes,
patriotmen.com.
enter promo code Dadvoc, DADVOC, 10% off your order.
Yeah,
and as always, if it orders $50 or more, free shipping.
and it's just, dude, it's bomb. I know. I've given away so much. It's not even so much. It's not even funny.
Especially now that they have hose dragger in the beard butter.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
I need some of the beard butter in the hose. I don't give a crap. I just want it.
Yeah. I just put it on.
It's so good, dude.
Spread it on. It's like I'm just like an Olive Garden breadstick with that stuff.
So side note,
Butter me up.
I went out to Fairchild Air Force Base the other day.
Did you go to commissary?
Well, I always go to commissary. I went to the Walmart, right? First, because I had to grab some stuff. And walking in, and you wouldn't know by the way I look, by the way. I'm Chamorro, which is the native Indian off the island of Guam. They look like short Filipinos.
Yeah.
So my grandmother, you would never guess, ever in a million years, that we were related at all.
Yeah.
But she looks like a little Asian-ish grandmother,
Sure.
right?
Polynesian.
Dude, and I walk in, because I'm an island boy. I had to. I walk in, and there's like 50 old ladies that look just like my grandma, and I want to hug them all. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
They're everywhere. Dude, it was cool. It was just kind of fun. I don't know. I just had to tell you that story. There was no point. Sometimes
And
it's
that
how
was
I work.
episode 50. No, I'm just kidding.
Basically, that's it for Dadvocacy.
Biggles, huh? Yeah. See you later.
It's pretty good stuff, though. But yeah, dude, no, it just it was kind of neat.
No, that's awesome. I actually had dinner last night with one of my best friends from growing up.
Oh, you ate food?
We went and had a whole meal of food.
Good.
Abby, and I went out with him and his wife. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, so they live over on the west side, and it was just great to see him. Like it was cool. Like our conversations, we reminisced about the good old days, and told some stories and stuff, which was cool. It was just like, I don't know. I talked to him off and on over the last few years, but like after college, like we really just kind of like separate ways, and it's been cool. But he's moving over this way like next year. I'm like,
that's awesome. That's totally, I know how you feel, because that's how Dustin was.
Yeah.
Dustin lived in Seattle forever. Like we just didn't have much contact besides like Facebook, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then finally he was like, hey, guess what? I'm like, oh, sweet.
You're like, oh my gosh, I have friends.
It's really cool when it's somebody that means a lot to you like that, you know, and you're like, oh, did you back in my life?
Yeah. Hopefully it's not like, oh yeah, we can hang out twice a year now, but you live closer. So hopefully it's not that.
We try and do it more often than that, but he's still like an hour and a half away, and I'm like, oh, the drive. You know,
we complain about a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we really do.
It's like an hour and a half on the west side. An hour and a half on the west side gets you like 15 miles.
This is like Deer Park area, so
yeah.
And it's better driving, but still, it's a good distance.
Like Bigelow, Bigelow Gulch,
but it's still a distance.
It's still a jaunt.
It's like, okay.
I love that word, jaunt.
Let's just jaunt away.
I think we're done.
That was a good episode. I don't know what we're doing anymore. Yeah.
We're back after like a hiatus. Yeah, we're back.
Dude,
again.
I mean, sometimes we just need the time. Like there's
life
a lot. Gets hold of you and things happen, and
there's a lot going on.
This takes time, so no big deal. But I'm glad we're back in the studio doing our thing.
Back in the saddle again.
Doing our
the ASMR. Hold on.
My stomach is growling. I can.
Ooh, you could like totally put that on there. I'm dragging this out for a reason. For the Dadvocacy podcast, I'm Ryan.
I'm Tristan, and this is the ASMR day. So thanks for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.